I think one of the best things you can do for your relationship is to make a plan so that your partner doesn't get pulled into family drama. And I wanted to make this video because we're headed into the fall now. And the fall brings with it lots of family time and lots of together time. And let's face it, many people come from toxic families, they come from dysfunctional families. And when you love someone, you naturally want to help them in their family of origin. So many times you, without knowing it, get dragged into family drama. And this causes drama and conflict in your own relationship. And we don't want that to happen. So it's important that you and your partner talk about this. Now, watching this video can help start the discussion, and you can take it further by following this plan. I've got some ground rules and some suggestions I think are really going to help. And the first is setting ground rules. And that means that you start the discussion with your partner. Hey, listen, mom and dad are wondering what we're going to do for Thanksgiving, or mom and dad are having this anniversary and they want us to come. So you set communication ground rules. What is going to happen? If your partner has a hot temper and they easily, will defend you and maybe disrespect the parents, it's important that you talk about that you set up what's appropriate and what's not, and that you have a plan if it gets too hot or if it gets too traumatic for them, that you will have a place where you can go to escape. You plan it now. You plan what the conversations can be, what areas are significant, what areas are likely to be opened up, because every dysfunctional family has particular biases. And they have areas where they've shamed or they've guilted or they've made their children embarrassed in the past. Maybe you have areas of racism in your family. Maybe you have political unrest in your family. It's very important you communicate that to your partner now, and that you both come up with a boundary and a topic of discussion, how you're going to handle it, and you can back each other up. Secondly, establish firm boundaries with your family. This is so important that you talk to your family before you come and you tell them your plans, and then you stick to your plans. A lot of times families that are really dysfunctional, I recommend you don't stay with the family. You stay in a hotel or you stay with someone else that may be a cousin or someone that you feel more comfortable with, so that you're not exposing your partner to more possible chaos and conflict in your own relationship. When you tell your partner, your parents, listen, we are not going to discuss these topics, and list 3 that you are just adamant that you and your partner have already decided you're not going to discuss, then if those conversations come up, you leave the room. You have a plan, and you tell your parents the plan. So this is going to avoid hurt, and it's also drawing a line that they know what you're going to do, your expectations, and they will usually respond. You wouldn't think they would, but somehow, magically, they do respond to boundaries when they're prefaced ahead of time. And lastly, that you remind your partner the value of just listening. You can tell them, listen, I really love when you take my side, but I don't want you to get dragged into this unknowingly. This is not your battle. This is my family. And we are going to limit our time there, but at the same time, it is my family. And when you remind your partner, what I really need is not you to fix it. I need you to listen to me. Then they know what you're expecting of them. And they don't feel like they're letting you down, because this is difficult. They feel helpless. I have a couple right now that the partner said, I cannot listen. I cannot listen to her talk about what her family said because it's so wrong. And it makes me furious. I'm going to react. And in that case, what I recommend is that you, the partner, telling their partner these things, that you remind yourself your partner's not the only one who can listen to you. You can go to a reverend and talk to them. You have good friends you can talk to. You can talk to a therapist. And most therapists are working online now, that you can book a session now for when you get back from whatever the family occasion was now. That will help you make wiser choices, will help you stay in tune with your partner. And not only that, but you won't be hiding things. You won't be storing things up. You'll know you'll be able to expose this and talk about it with your counselor when you get back. Let's begin now transitioning so we can start these tough discussions with our partner so that we're not waiting until we're on the plane or in the car on the way to grandma's house before we discuss how we're going to handle the situation.